Right, right.
But it's very sweet. So I have this song that's going through my head. And I know I said I wasn't going to do a singing, but it's kind of coming up. Usually when I hear a song, I'll play it for you, but this is very much on the fly. But I know we know all the song. We all will know the song, and it's by the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. Sing it. You can't always get what you want. So that's where I'm at right now. That song came to me. I'm upset because I'm not getting what I want. Not to get all personal and all like, really detailed, but really that sums it up. And the last time I heard that song, you guys are gonna laugh. I was freshly dating Rob, I don't know, maybe a year after we had started dating. And he was dropping me off after a date at my house. And of course we went in for the goodnight kiss, and it was getting hot and heavy, really hot and heavy in the car. And I was living at Dwell Apartments, so you can't just, get down in the car. And that song comes on. You can't always get what you want. And we both started bursting out laughing because it was hilarious, because that's what we felt in that moment. And it's kind of maybe why that song's coming up right now, is I'm not getting what I want. So maybe that's the thing today. Are you not getting what you want? And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you're not aligned to it yet. Maybe the universe has a better plan in mind, which is a really nice way of looking at it. Or maybe it's just not meant for you, And so it could go either way. And so yoga is about staying open. So let's just stay open and realize there's truth in those lyrics. We can't always get what we want. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs. Happy you were there anyway. So let's come down to our back. Make your body comfortable, whatever that means. So you could have the knees bent. You may have the legs straight. You may have the feet together. You may have the feet apart. You may have all kinds of positions with your arms. Just set up in a comfortable manner. And close your eyes. Start to breathe. So when I say start to breathe, I know you're already breathing, but it means breathe in a more mindful manner, in a more deliberate fashion. Yoga can be alchemic because of the elixir of the breath. Use it for your benefit. Notice the quality of the inhale compared to the exhale. Are you struggling with one or the other? If you're struggling on the in-breath, try to be more open. Try to let go of any holding or resistance, any contraction. And allow your lungs to expand fully. If you're struggling on the exhale, maybe there's something you need to release and let go of, even if it's just for this hour.
Notice how the exhalations allow us to retreat within. On your next in-breath, go ahead and extend your arms out shoulder height, reaching to the left and right, and then slide your feet in. And if your knees were already bent, slide your feet apart. So the feet are kind of resting on the outer edges of the mat. On your inhale, be there at middle, and then as you exhale, lower the knees to the right. As you inhale, lift the knees back up, and as you exhale, turn the knees over to the left. So try not to get too mechanical. Inhale through center, exhale right. Inhale through center and exhale left. This time as you inhale, come through center, but before you lean the knees to the right, you're going to pick up the right foot. You're going to stack it on top of the left knee, and then you're going to lower into that twist. So that your right foot is remaining on the knee or the thigh. And continue to breathe as you hold. On your next inhale, go ahead and re-lift the left knee, but thread your hands through the back of your left thigh and hug in, eye of the needle pose. Some teachers call this figure 4. You're in control of how much or little you pull into self. So if clasping the hands behind your thighs too much, you can set your left foot on top of a block, bolster, or the ground. And you don't have to hug in at all. Flex through the ankles, take one last deep breath, but as you exhale, maybe hug in a little extra if possible. And then release. All right, separate the feet again to either end of the mat. Fan your arms out shoulder height like a T. Stack your left foot over your right knee and then gently lower off to the left side. So you're still doing that twist, but now adding in a little weight bearing. This will take us a little bit deeper, plus we're holding a little longer. Maybe even plugging in an affirmation to roll over in your mind. And I'm opening myself up to a new flow of life and energy within. And then inhale, turn the right knee up. And pick up the foot if you so choose, if your body allows, to draw it closer to you. Breathing in and out slowly and deep. So maintain that mindful breath work so that you're basically giving yourself a full hour of a breathing treatment. When I was a flight attendant, I quit when my son was born. So that was 2007? Maybe just before that, about 2006, I started seeing oxygen bars being put into airports. And there is a lack of oxygen when you are flying. So when you start to get jet lagged or start to feel fatigued when you're traveling, it's nice to have those around in the airports. When I was a flight attendant before the oxygen bars existed, if we were ever feeling a little off and when we were flying, we'd always go up to the cockpit and breathe in some fresh oxygen with their masks. So give yourself that now. And exhale, release. Let's go ahead and stamp the left foot on the mat so we can roll over to one side and come up to a comfortable seat. Come to a cross-legged position, and we're gonna lace the hands behind the head. And then I want you to kind of push your chest forward, but lift through your floating ribs at the same time. So it's not just a chest bump, it's a lift, and then lean your head back into your hand. So it's like a cow tilt. You should feel like a little back bend occurring. And then on the out breath, you're gonna collapse the arms and draw the belly in. So you're not pulling your neck, okay? You're just collapsing the arms. And then inhale, you're gonna blossom open. As you exhale, you're gonna round it out, like cat stretch. Continue this, 3 more rounds. And the next time you lift up, I want you to set your hands down and slide your feet out. It's okay if you're on the wood floor, unless it's uncomfortable. All right, from here, extend your vertebrae over your hips and pelvis. Turn your fingers to face the back wall, right behind your back. Flex your ankles, lift your toes, and then roll the shoulders back, and then push through the fingertips, lift through your floating ribs, and then open your neck and throat more. Exhale, release. All right, we're gonna try to stay in active Dandasana, which I know is hard, so we have to keep the core engaged. Rest your hands now beside your body. Lift the right arm skyward. Push down through the left palm, but soften that elbow and just curve over to the side. Now, if you feel the need to slide the hand out, you can, just don't lift up the opposite side of your seat. Good, inhale, draw up, and then take it to the other side on the exhale. Chandrasana in a seated position. So already we've taken the spine in all 6 directions, and we're just gonna keep moving. So now on your next in-breath, lift the arms up, and as you exhale, place your hands beside your knees and just hinge forward a little bit. Now push down through the back of your thighs and shine out through the front of your heart. So it's early to go too deep. And then inhale, let's lift back up. Take your hands up underneath the right knee, help it to bend, and then open it out. It's like half of a butterfly wing. Lift the arms straight up overhead. This time we're gonna try to go lower with the single leg. So maybe take your hands beside your calf or maybe alongside your ankle and release to Janu Shasana, head of the knee pose. Legs can take this and propel us forward into action. They can also hold us back or make us run when we are in fear. They can also keep us stable and stationed in the present moment. Inhale, bring yourself up. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. So open twist. Your left hand's just going to stack on that bent knee. And you're twirling through the upper body. Maybe see if you can find a little bit more range in your mid-thoracic spine. Maybe looking sharply through the right corner of the eyes. Did anybody go back and look at Paul McCartney's eye yoga video?
That's pretty cool, isn't it? And then exhale, unwind. When you unwind, lift the right knee, slide out. Bend your left, open from the hip. Janu Shasana, this side, the arms float up. And the exhale, fold. Noticing how with a single leg, we can usually go much deeper than with both legs out in front. Why is that? I think there's just, you're working with more. Yeah. And one side's usually a little bit more limited than the other, and that really reveals too. Both like that. Affirming mentally within, left and right and all around, life's harmonies are mine. Think about that, left and right and all around, life's harmonies are mine. That's a good affirmation when you can't always get what you want, right? It's a good lesson in there. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale, spin to your left. Right hand to the bent knee, left hand props behind you. And maybe using the muscles of your eyes to sharply look to the left corner. Off in your peripheral view. And gently release. Good, once you release, we're gonna come up to stand. Let's go ahead and come to stand at the top of the mat. You may want blocks. Rock back and forth on the soles of the feet, spread the toes, nice and wide, zip up to your midline. This week we were focusing on inner body bright. So develop your good posture, roll open through your shoulders. Look straight ahead with your eyes. And then bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. When you bring the thumbs to the top of the sternum, turn your gaze down the tip of the nose. Looks like you're almost looking towards your fingertips. And inhale, circle the arms up, come to upward worship. And as you exhale, flow right down through the center, coming to Uttanasana. You're standing forward, fold. From your standing forward fold, inhale, you're stepping your right foot back. When you step your right foot back, you're welcome to utilize the blocks, bringing them in below your shoulders. We're going to do a little pulsation here. So inhale, lift through the hips. And then as you exhale, sink them down. Just lifting on the in-breath and letting go on the out-breath. Get a couple more. Now, stay in this position, but keep your left knee aligned over the ankle. Push your back thigh up a little higher. Press through your back calf and heel, and then lunge the front knee a little more. Good. And then sink the back knee. Keep the back toes tucked, and then glide back. So the shoulders are going to stack over the hips. And then feel the work here. All right, bring your hands back to your blocks and untuck the back toes, and then rock the hips back, and then relunge the knee, right? Just that little pulsing back and forth. We're not going to have split necessarily. We're just gently rocking back and forth. Okay, now you may want to turn the blocks up a little higher and move them kind of more alongside your hips or thigh, because we are going to keep the left foot planted, toes down, and we're going to straighten out that leg. So when you're pressing down through your toes, you're going to feel a stretch here that we don't always get, right? The top of the foot, the front of the ankle, the peroneal muscles that attach to the shin. Good, now lift the toes and work into your calf and hamstrings.
Point the toes, set the foot back down. Keep breathing, and then flex the other way. Now, if you want to double over and fold, you can. Half splits, half Hanumanasana. And then affirming, I choose to dwell with an infinite possibilities. I choose to dwell with an infinite possibilities. All right, come forward to the sole of the foot, move the blocks out of the way, and bring it into tabletop position. So from tabletop position, curl your toes and take Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. And from Adho Mukha Svanasana, really press into your hands and feet and fly up with your sits bones. Let your head lower between the arms and cast your gaze towards the back of your mat. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and bring it forward to plank. And if you feel like if it's too short between your hands and feet, you can wiggle the toes back. All right, exhale to down dog. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, drawing through your navel, down dog. And then inhale, reforming plank. Good, exhale, descend your knees, drop the hips, open up the chest, lift your head. And as you exhale, you're gently gonna roll down, slowly, 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 slowly. You're building strength along the way, hopefully you feel it. And when you come down to your brow, lift and lengthen each leg, point your toes back, engage your glutes, and then come up baby cobra. And just like we came low or very slowly to the floor, we're coming up very slowly into a higher form of cobra, which means the hips, the pelvis stay on the floor. Yeah. All right, now press back. Create piano hands and take extended child's pose. Now lower the elbows to the floor, pick up your hands, place the palms together. So the hands are up in prayer position, but we're bowing the head between the arms. Stretching out the side traps, stretching out the triceps on the underside of the arms. Staying aware of your breath. Firming. Now release and relax from all outer involvements and return to my inner haven of peace. Inhale, lift the head up. Separate your hands out shoulder height, rock up to hands and knees, return to downward facing dog. And once returned to downward facing dog, we're going to travel the feet forward towards the hands. Slide your hands up your shins, elongate the spine. And then exhale, close back into self, letting the hands go. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Place your palms together overhead. And then exhale, humbly come back into the standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. On your next inhale, we're stepping the left foot back. You can bring the blocks in again underneath the shoulders if you want to utilize them today. So the knee stacked over the ankle, the knee is actually pointed towards the center of the foot or the second, third toe. And then we'll start the pulsation, lifting up the hips on the inhale, and kind of dragging them lower on the exhale. And now hold the lunge, front shin perpendicular to the floor, back thigh plucking up towards the sky. Thighs elongating away from each other like a wishbone, and then gently lower the back knee. When you lower the back knee, keep the back toes curled for just a moment. Bring your torso up. Just work with that back thigh, the quads. All right, bring the hands back down, untuck the back toes, and this is where we're just gonna shift the hips back on the inhale and forward on the exhale. Again, it's just little pulses. So it's okay if you want to straighten out that front leg, just don't lift the toes yet. All right, now you may want to walk the blocks closer to your torso. We're going to keep that foot down on the mat, attempting to straighten out the leg as best we can. Just working that stretch through the top of the foot. Something we can't always get when we're wearing shoes all day. All right, now flex it the other direction, toes lift up, heel pushes out. Continue to maintain your breath. And set the foot back down, just like you're pedaling it forward in your car, accelerating. In the other direction. One more. Hold or feel. This time, if you want to lower a little deeper, you can. But affirm while you're holding it, I choose to dwell with an infinite possibility. Come back to the sole of the right foot. And if it's difficult for you to come back to tabletop with your hands on the floor, it's easier sometimes with blocks, then you can move the blocks. Curl the toes, launch into Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Be really established here. And then we're gonna rock back and forth between plank and down dog. So the inhale takes us to plank, shoulders realign over the wrist. And then on the out breath, we carry it to the inversion. Again, moving forward on the inhale. Back. Right. This time when we come forward to plank, we're going to go ahead and settle the knees to the floor, untuck the toes, come to upward facing dog. And from upward facing dog, building a little more upper body strength as we gently lower down slowly to the face. And then give a little extra lift and lengthening to each leg. Firm up your buttocks. And then inhale, slowly roll up through baby cobra, past baby cobra, to a higher form of cobra. Neck elongating out of the shoulders. And then come back into piano hands while you're in extended child's pose. Notice with piano hands, we're lifting through the pits of the arms. Your head may need to hover. It may not want to land to the floor. And then go ahead and drop and seal the elbows down. Place your palms together and lift them in the air. The next inhalation, lift your head, separate your hands, shift forward to plank, not plank, tabletop. Flip your left hand, thread and loop it underneath your right arm. Settle down toward your left ear. Now you can keep the right arm relaxed. You can keep the hand pushing into the floor to roll toward your left shoulder blade,
Or you can extend your right arm skyward and then loop it behind your back. That's the one I like. You may prefer another. Lower the right hand, unthread the left arm, and then thread the needle opposite side. So your left hand can stay in front of your face to push into the floor to roll to the right shoulder blade, or you can just rest the left arm, or you can lift it and loop it behind your back. Exhale, release the left hand. And unthread the right arm. Good, we're gonna come back up to stand. So curl the back toes, launch into downward facing dog. And travel the feet forward to the top of the mat. Come up halfway in your right. And then exhale, let go and spill down. Next in breath, we're going to circle the arms to the sides and up overhead. When you lift the arms, we're going to shift the hips forward and we're going to back it. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees and come to Utkatasana. When you come to Utkatasana, bring your hands down to your heart. Shift your weight onto the left leg. And see if you can balance with the right ankle stacked over the left knee. Gaze at one spot that won't be a distraction. Felt like everybody was really balanced today. Inhale, come back to Utkatasana. And then we'll just get the arms out of the way and bring them down to the heart. We can focus on the lower body. Shift the weight to the right. Cross the ankle over the knee. Maybe sit a little deeper in the pose. All right. Only go as far as you feel comfortable going in this pose. Lift the arms up. Exhale. It's like we're coming into chair. Kathy already did this with me earlier today. Your arms are going to extend forward and you're going to try to keep your heels on the floor and come down into a lower form of squats. And you may be a lot higher, that's okay. Just do what you can with your ankles and knees. Inhale, come back through chair. And then re-straighten your legs. And exhale, fan the arms out. All right, if you weren't here Monday, lift the arms up. I want you to feel this. Lace your hands, reach the palms up. Drill the feet down. Roll your thighs in. Keep your feet active, your legs active, your core active, your heart lifting, but just release your hands. Feet stay active, legs stay active, core stays strong, heart stays open. Lower the arms. Notice the difference in your posture. Notice the difference in your inner body. This is where we should be, and oftentimes we're not there. All right, since we're standing, I want you to find your props. We're going to start today with Stonehenge, which means you want the two blocks and the bolster on top. We're switching gears. When you lower to your back, your calves lift up. You grabbed a towel, it's a good time to cover the eyes. If you want one, let me know. It's a little closer. Just tuck your knees in, come in just a second. Not try it. Put your arm forward. Okay. Give yourself permission to rest. Permission to steep in stillness. Permission to marinate the hip joints. To allow this to be a calming agent for the mind. If you have felt off, you may want to continue your breathing treatment. If you feel good, settled, and relaxed already, you can just let the breath naturally, organically flow. Feel the air and space that's surrounding your feet. They're just dangling in midair. The air space that you feel surrounding your feet, invite it in through the pores of your skin. We're allowing any heaviness of our solid form to depart, to relax. Think about how ice can turn into water, which can then turn into air as it evaporates. Your body becoming like air. It's
switching from solid to liquid. That air type element. Light, weightless, euphoric. Spacious in your mind and body. Once you work from your feet up, you can also apply something similar with your hands. Your hands are flipped open, you may feel air and space moving between the fingers or inside your palms. Slide it in, pores of your skin. Slide your left foot to the center of the bolster, just your left foot. Or take your foot to the front edge of the bolster, where the arch would just sit there. Either way, right in the middle, right at the end. Close your eyes, notice the difference in what you're feeling in your low back. There'll be more sensation and more weight on the left lower side. Notice if your knee tends to flop in or out. That could be due to your skeletal system or how you walk, how your foot may turn out or in. We're attempting to keep the knee stable and in alignment with the left side of the chest. Now go ahead and reset your left calf over the top. And then we'll isolate and slide the right foot back. Maybe to the center of the bolster, or again, maybe taking the arch to the edge of the props. So if the knee flops in or out, it's telling you something about your own personal alignment or skeletal system, your patterns of movement. But try to keep the knee stable in line with the right side of your chest. Now release the right calf back over the top. Reset here for a few rounds of breath. Roll over to your right side. Sounds up.
The next position we're gonna do is gonna be a slide. With that. So, I don't know if you can see this, most of you already know how to do it. But one block on its tall height, one on its nose. That should give enough support
to hold the bolster in place. And you want your low back supported. Sometimes I see this with people. This just looks uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable. So you want to put that. You really should feel like you're reclined in a lawn chair or an anti-gravity chair. Something of that nature. And I like using a blanket in this pose. Now, I didn't have one up here to demo, but sometimes I like it under my neck. Sometimes I like it over my waist. Sometimes I like it stacked over my thighs. Sometimes I like it rolled up under my knees. Just depends on the day. So just kind of check in with your body. Create armrest for me. But yeah, quite. So you have the potential here to do one of two things. One could be relaxing to the point of escapism and just allowing your mind to drift. The other avenue is keeping your mind focused, alert, awake, aware, using some sort of technique to use it as an opportunity for meditation. Maybe reciting a word or mantra, envisioning a symbol, or just observing your breath.
And to enhance your breath, deepening its flow. And go ahead and begin to exit the pose. In your time, find a more formal seat. So you'll notice with active yoga, we're doing what we can control and what we can manage as we do the work. As we restore in those last two poses, we surrender into it. Just trust the process. Very similar to life. Sometimes we work hard to get what we want. Sometimes we have to trust and surrender to see if it comes to us. Other times, we just have to face the facts that we just can't always get what we want. Bringing your hands to prayer position at your heart. My hope is that you walk away from this practice feeling better in your body, more wholesome in your mind, and more pure in your heart. May we walk away from this practice being interwoven in our mind, body, and spirits. And may we be a beacon of light to others. Let's chant Om together to end our practice. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaste. All of you for showing up today. Hope you have a beautiful week and weekend, a long weekend since we have Labor Day coming.